What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be going over the ban list that just dropped a couple of days ago, but before I begin, if you could happen to click on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons, it would be greatly appreciated as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. Clicking on those notification bells would also mean a lot as they notify you when I upload on the channel. To begin, I'd like to start by saying that this isn't a reaction video, but a discussion video, which is why I'm doing it a little bit late. And the first card out of many changes to our semi-limited and no longer on the ban list sections are multi-role and engage. I feel these two cards, while making the Sky Striker deck more competent, their inability to push for game may still make them a bit too slow for the format, with the Kashtira deck mainly untouched. As you can see, we just got the Kashtira Unicorn to 2, the Runic Fountain is also keeping the Runic deck practically untouched as variants are only running 2 anyways, but I think that we may be shifting to a format where Kashtira can just main deck Shifter, Despia is still untouched, besides the branded Expulsion, which really doesn't matter because they still have the new fusion monster, but then we still have some Runic variants, Sprite only suffering a slap on the wrist. It just kind of feels like we're headed back to a PHHY format that's watered down, and a lot of these semi-limits and unlimits don't change much at all, as Draco Face-Off can help Pendulum Piles and Draco Slayer, but outside of that, Quick Fix doesn't mean much without Master Plan, Lotus can't FTK without the link spam cards like Hauk, and Steam and Birdman just really don't do anything, as even the Blackwing deck doesn't really want to play Steam because they don't want to keep the token on board and make themselves more prone to evenly. And as for the semi-limited section, Runic Fountain to 2 somehow feels like less than Lightning Storm to 2, as Lightning Storm is an interesting card for this format because Labyrinth is practically untouched. The only thing that they got hit with is the appointer of the Red Lotus ban, which makes it harder for them quote-unquote in games 2 and 3. Skill Drain could very well be back into the format. Mind Hacker also no longer being in the game makes it so that we can return to quote-unquote normal deck building, but with Kashtira Unicorn still at 2, Lithocism still around, and Dinos getting more support, and then the fact that Dogmatica seems to be increasingly scarier as well as other decks get hit, we don't know if we're safe in the extra deck aspect just yet. The next two cards are personally some of the bigger problems I have with the list. This one I may be in the minority, but Herald of the Orange Light, I feel it just promotes degenerate decks where you're pushing the go first aspect of the game more, and then going second you're getting rid of a fairy, so then you're left with one less card in hand to play with. The negating the activation and destroying as a hand trap. Gamma went to 1 this ban list because of stuff similar to that, and it's cool that we don't have to worry about playing the driver anymore, which is the Garnet for the Gamma package, so that is pretty nice. You'll also see that we got stuff like Mathmech Circular to 1, which is something I do like, as it's a 1 card starter that just does way too much. I also want to talk about Denglong, which is another thing that I did not like. I feel it sets a weird precedence while bringing back stuff like Sky Strikers with Denglong, where there's mixed signals of whether Konami is trying to make the game healthier or push product. At the end of the day, it could be both, but the Super Heavy Samurai and Delicious Memory hit. As you can see, the Delicious Memory is now at 1, which is a big hit for Purely, but the bigger hits here are the fact that Cyberstein and the Super Heavy Samurai Link 1 are now both banned, because it just means that Super Heavy Samurais can't do their build-a-board stuff, which overall I do think is good for the game because you never want a deck that makes you draw an out in order to beat it. And I'm sorry, Spring-End players, because I know that you guys wanted the Cyberstein, but that takes me back to my point of I don't know why they decided to bring back Denglong, and I know some people may like the fact that it's back, especially with dinosaurs getting more cards, but I just don't think that it sets a healthy precedence for this game. Then, the next card that I want to talk about is Blaster. I don't think that this will change too much, but I do think it's cool for Infernoid and all the other fire stuff that will be getting support later down the line this year or next year. And then lastly, I would like to close by saying that I think that this is a very good list, but it's also going to shine just how much problems the previous format had when some of these new but familiar problems arise. I also think it's weird that they didn't get rid of any of the floodgates, but put Lightning Storm to 2. It's just another precedence that didn't need to be set. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. It's Bones, signing out.